Hello to all of my dreamers out there. If you are new to the channel, hi, hello, I am the Channeling Goddess. If you are returning back, well, welcome back. So today we are going to do another dream interpretation. This one I was reading through because what I normally do, the way I pick my my dreams now is I kind of just, flip through the book and just stop when I'm being told to stop. And one of the dreams, I was picked one of the dreams, so it's the one on the first page of the page that opened, and I was reading it, and at first I was like, oh my god, I dreamed about something like this. And then kind of closer to the bottom of it, I felt like I had already done a dream interpretation of it on YouTube. I can't remember if I have or not, but I went back looking through my videos and I could not find it. So if I did, it must be meant for me to do it again. Or, and I'm thinking, it could be this. The dream like really meant so much to me that I probably read it more than one time, because I've done that a couple of times where there are dreams that I just kept going back to because the message was so good, or I would find something different, or I would remember something different about the dream. So I don't know if that's why it stuck out to me so much, but I could have sworn I read it already, but maybe not. We're going to read it anyway, okay? It's a really, really good dream. It has a really, really great message. So we'll get to that and we'll read it. Now, before we get started, a couple of disclaimers. These are my interpretations of my own dreams. If you are listening to this dream interpretation and you get something different, then you are using this video for its intended purpose. That is the reason why I'm doing this. Excuse me. Disclaimer 2. If you are looking for a specific message from spirit, it is helpful that you tap into your own intuition. And one way that I like to do this is by taking 3 mindful deep breaths. I normally inhale for 4, hold for 3, and exhale for 5 to 6 seconds. This just helped me get more in tune with my own intuition, and maybe it will help you do the same. Okay, now we will go ahead and get started on this reading. Whatever, pick your beverage or snack of choice, and get comfy, and let's dive in. Alrighty. So in this dream, it says, I have made it to some form of heaven after watching a story. So I'm watching the story, and then looks like I make it to heaven. Okay. There was a man and a woman on a highway on their way to church. I thought they would be going to the Mega Million Church. I don't know why I said Mega Million, but that's what I said, Mega Million Church. But they kept driving by. They ended up at this place where they could play with toy trains. They both played together, but the wife ends up ahead of us. The man realizes the track he has been playing on is too short, and he wants his train to soar throughout a long track. So picture that you have a train track that's going, and then it's like it stops, and then there are other train tracks where it kind of extends. This is what he's figuring out. The one he's been playing on is short. Okay. Okay. He tried to say he'll try it next time, but I told him he had time before he was going to church. He said he didn't. He had to go, and he would be late if he didn't leave right now. I told him he had time and asked him what the preacher was going to be preaching about. He said, because it was her, you never really know, okay? I told him he can just do one, right? So just try it one time, and then after that, he can go to church, okay? While I'm convincing him, I push my own train first, and it flies through the air and splits in two, but I catch it. I instantly know my train was meant to show them that his could fly in the air as well. He tells me good job as he finally rolls his down the track. It flies through the air over the train tracks that have stopped, and lands perfectly in the spot that would let his train continue to go down the tracks. I get to this place, and the train goes on an elevator and keeps going. So imagine like it's going down It's riding, it soars in the air, it lands on another track, and then I go down to where I think it's going to end, but it actually gets on an elevator and it just keeps going. So think of like this train has no end. Once it's gotten started, that's it. Okay, that's the best way I can describe it. Okay. Then later I see this Asian man. Apparently it's the same guy from before. He is a great surgeon, but he was given a gift. He was given the gift of music. Okay. He could play the violin beautifully, but he felt or was told that he should be a surgeon. The church also had something to do with this. He stood on a balcony, conflicted because he was fighting his own gift. I could see him shaking his head and trying to stay on the surgeon journey. So it's like I'm seeing him like throughout his life, but standing still. That's the best way I can describe it. Think of like your life flashing before your eyes. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But his life in this case. Okay. Let's see. I see his face start to lose shape. So in this moment, I wrote in parentheses, he is losing who he is. Later, I see him and his wife on the balcony, and his face is literally melting off. And he's trying to tell people now, while his face is melting off, he's trying to tell people that he's a good surgeon. He falls to the ground, and his wife stands there, okay? She eventually takes a light purple hat he is wearing. She tosses a light purple hat that he is wearing to someone else before she squats down next to him to tell him that it's going to be okay. I see what looks like an ambulance in the distance, but I know he is going to die, and he's going to die fighting who he really is. Also, he is doing this on the church grounds while they watch. So churchgoers are there. They're watching him die, okay? There was another one. So in the same dream, it shifts. There was another one where a woman went home and fell asleep on the couch and died. Her ex talked about how she always used to say not to fall asleep on that couch because she knew the dangers of doing so. Somehow, I hitched a ride with that same woman. So the woman that died on the couch, I hitched a ride with her back to heaven. Or to heaven. It didn't look like it didn't look like I thought it. It didn't look the way I thought it would look. We all seem to be in a waiting room. Then someone comes and start escorting people, and I get to ask them questions as I pass by. So like while I'm asking them questions, we're walking, and when I pass by, I see people that seem to be like doing things two at a time. So it's only two people in one like section, and they're doing stuff. Okay. I ask about paths, and she explains to me that talents and gifts are different. She said you can have a talent for something, meaning you are good at it and can go very far. But the gift is something very different. A gift is nourishment to the soul. It has passion and is more fulfilling. It's one of the things that can allow you to die feeling whole and complete. She talked about paths not being as important as living in your gift. Okay, so let's start from the beginning with this one. So in the beginning of this story, we meet a man who's on his way to church. He ends up stopping at a train like this. They end up going to this place because I thought they were going to go to the Mega Million Church, but they didn't. They kept driving. They ended up going to this place where they can play with toy trains. I immediately, when I started reading this dream, because I grew up in like a Christian church. So immediately when I started reading this dream, it just brought me back to all of those times where I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do because I had to go to church and there was something that, needed my attention and I didn't have any other choice. I had to do it. And I think we forget, especially, and listen, this is no shade to anybody who prefers to be in a religion. This is no shade at all. But I think a lot of times in a lot of, I call them man-made religions, we are so beholden to what somebody else thinks is the best thing for us. And we miss out on things that makes us happy. Like this man and his wife, they love toy trains, right? And even though he knew he wanted to have that train fly and go down the long train track, he knew it would take more time to stay there to even try to do that. But he didn't want to do that. Well, he did want to stay, but he wanted to go and go to church more than anything else, right? And it was so, I don't want to say disheartening, but it was like weird to hear or watch him almost give up on something that makes him happy just because he needed to live a certain lifestyle in accordance with the church. Okay. And I think that this is also indicative of how sometimes we let people's perception of who we should be or how we should act or what we should do or their best options for us, not our own best options, their best options for us. And we forget. And sometimes people come into our lives or people are on our path to show us, that it can be something different. So in this dream, I was there to show him that, you can just take another time. Like even when I, threw my train or like pushed it and allowed it to soar, even though it split in two, he got to see the possibilities of, what his train can do. And then he was able to do the same thing, and his train then split. It actually, landed perfectly on the next track, and it just kept going and going and going, and it got into the elevator and it kept going and going and going. And Spirit was reminding me to follow the things that make me happy. Yes, there are certain things that I need to do. There are certain responsibilities that I have, but Spirit is asking me not to stop living, quote unquote, my best life or being my, quote unquote, what people call soft girl era, because I feel like I'm beholden to a specific thing that I need to do, something that I have to do. I am not a fan of man-made religions just because I grew up in them and I remember how constricting and confining they are. Which is why I prefer something that is a little bit more open, a little bit more free for me. And I think Spirit is also confirming to me that there are other places in my life where I've let myself be beholden. Like it could be my job, right? Where I feel like I have to do this and I have to do that because I have to pay bills and I have to take care of my family, which I do, right? I do have to take care of my family, but Spirit is also asking me to remember the things that make me happy, to remember to stop and smell the roses and do the fun things because the fun things are important too. Okay. And then let's see. Oh yeah. The next part with the Asian gentleman who was a great surgeon, right? But he was given the gift of music. And I know sometimes people say that when God or Spirit gives you a gift, if you don't use it, you lose it. And to me, this was Spirit giving me also a warning to use the gifts that have been given to me in all of their fullness and all of their glory, because there may be things that I am good at that to me I consider are talents, but gifts means more, right? And I didn't, honestly, prior to this dream, I didn't think like that. I just thought the words were interchangeable. But even in him becoming a surgeon had a lot to do with his life in the church, right? I don't know if the people in the church asked him to be a surgeon. I don't know if somebody told him that God put that calling on his life. I don't know, but I know that the church has something to do with him being a surgeon. And even in his death, he was still, and I won't even say he was trying to convince other people, even though he was telling them he was a good surgeon. I think it was more so he was trying to convince himself. Like he was losing himself. His face was literally like being melted off. Like there was no heat or anything. It was just, imagine somebody standing there and their face is melting off. He was completely losing himself because he was never honest about the gifts that Spirit had given him. He may have even been in a situation where he was like, being a surgeon is my gift. And I think a lot of times, to me, this is Spirit is saying that when we don't use the gift that Spirit has given us, then we lose part of ourselves. We lose who we are. And this is Spirit telling me, don't lose who I am, because there are a lot of gifts that have been given to me. And I can find a way to incorporate those gifts in what it is that Spirit is asking me to do, which I am most certainly going to do. But it was just a lot. Even at the end, he was on the church ground and nobody, not even his own wife, really stopped to help him. And it was almost like he wanted them to hold on to the fact, like, I'm a good surgeon. But he was going to die not fully being himself. And Spirit is telling me like to not die not being myself. Okay. And then the young lady. So to me, it was almost like a second confirmation. The young lady who died on the couch, and she always told her boyfriend like, don't fall asleep on the couch because of the dangers. I don't know what was wrong with the specific couch, but she didn't, something about that particular couch was dangerous and she didn't want him to fall asleep on there. And I think for me, that was Spirit telling me to trust my own intuition, trust the things that the places that I've been guided to, trust the confirmation that I've received, because there's a reason why I received that. There's a reason why that young lady knew that being on that couch, falling asleep specifically on that couch, could lead to something disastrous, right? And she fell prey to it, okay? Now, after that, things got a little bit interesting, right? I hitched a ride with this young woman to heaven, and when I got there, it, like, the best way I can describe it, think of like, it really did look like a waiting room, but like with metal, like metal walls. Like think of an elevator, but like a huge elevator. That's where we were in, but people were walking around, and there were always two people, right? There was never like three people here, one person here. There was always two people to each section. So if you saw people gathering, it was always two people. I think Spirit was, and that could have been, and I'm getting this in my head right now, it could have been like duality, like the masculine and feminine meeting up outside of just the one body. I just heard that, so I'm saying it. It could be loved ones that were meeting each other. I'm not sure. But then when we started walking and I got to ask the young lady the question, because I was there, she was almost like a guide is the best way I can describe it. She was telling me how that talents are something that you're good at. Okay, at least this is how Spirit see it. Is something that you're good at, but your gift is something that has been bestowed upon you by Spirit, right? And it made me realize sometimes that our gifts are not necessarily the things that will make us money, but those are the things that will make us truly happy. Now, some of us, we're lucky enough where our gift actually, and I'm hearing this before I keep going. I just heard your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men or women in this case. For some of us, we have been afraid to tap into our gift because it's like, I can't feed my family. I can't feed myself if I, just stick to my gift. And Spirit is saying that even if you cannot make money from your specific gift. So let's give an example. I feel like, or I believe that I am gifted to read tarot cards, okay, or oracle cards. But this may not be how I make money. It currently, right now, it is not how I make money, right? But it is not going to stop me from doing it because I believe that this is a gift that has been passed down from Spirit throughout my generation. And just because I'm not actually making money specifically from doing this, it's not going to stop me from doing it. And to me, Spirit is saying that sometimes, or a lot of times, our gifts will open doors for us. It'll make room for us to do other things. Like there are some other things that I'm working on in the background that will make me money. And they're more like talents. They're more like, places where I can follow directions well. And maybe this is like something I do as like my little place or source of happiness while this other thing helps me make money. So it's, and this other thing that I'm doing right now, it wasn't something that I started out doing. It was never in my mind. And for me to have that now while I'm moving into a new space and doing new things, to me, it's just confirmation that I'm on the right track. One, Spirit is also telling me to keep doing what I'm doing. Even if I'm not making a red cent from it, it doesn't matter. I'm still taken care of. And that may be a message for someone in here. Do whatever it is, the gift that Spirit has given you, use your gift because it may open doors in other places for you to do other things, right? Let's say you do arts and crafts make you happy. Well, maybe if you started doing it as a business, you wouldn't like it as much. And maybe that's why it's not meant to um, make a whole lot of money. But maybe you have the gift for arts and craft, but you have the talent for being a great talker. So maybe you decide to record audiobooks. Maybe you decide to go to the library and read children's books or whatever the case may be. And maybe that's how you make your money, but your arts and crafts is what brings you joy. Sometimes maybe other people seeing your arts and crafts is what gives them joy, right? So there's a lot that goes into this. And to me, this this dream interpretation was packed with so much information about trusting the gift that spirit gave you or has given to you, but also to use it. Like I'm hearing use it or lose it. So for some of you, use the gift that spirit has given you, because there's something so beautiful about you using this gift. And it's not going to stop you from living your life. It's not going to stop things from happening for you. It's not that you won't be able to be taken care of, because Spirit wants us to be taken care of. Spirit wants us to be happy. Spirit wants us to be comfortable, but we also need to do our part. And a lot of times, sometimes we have to step out on faith when we're doing our part. Spirit isn't saying like you got to quit your 9-to-5 job in order to do this. Spirit is saying start little, start small with, something that you like to do. And then start small with a gift that Spirit has given you, and it'll make room. I keep hearing in my head, your gift will bring you before great men. And I just saw 111. So that could be a sign for someone here. Your gift is going to put you in a place, or put you in places where even if your gift itself is not how you make money, you will be in a place to make other money. So let's say, give you an example, which is like my dream life. Let's say your gift is to read tarot cards, but Spirit allows you to win like $250 million, right? And that $250 million you can live off for the rest of your life. So you don't really give a damn if you don't make a lot of money from oracle readings or tarot readings or any kind of reading whatsoever, because your family is taken care of. Now you can just focus solely on what it is that your gift is and what it is that Spirit has given you to do. So I would just say that for those of us in here who are like holding back on moving forward with our gifts out of fear because we don't know if we're going to be able to take care of ourselves, just know that Spirit always has a plan. Sometimes we just need to step into our own gift. We need to almost release ourselves from the fear so that we can understand that there is something beautiful coming with that gift. There is a reason why that gift has been given to you. You have no idea how you walking in your own gift could save somebody, could help somebody, could give hope to someone who feels completely hopeless. And I just saw 2233. You don't know what using your gift and really allowing Spirit to work through you with your gift can really do for yourself and for others. Okay, so let's pull a couple of cards. Let's get some more information. Spirit, that was quick. So we have strength. Can we get some more cards, please, Spirit? I know it can be scary to walk into something where you don't know if you're going to be able to take care of your family, but Spirit is, I swear to God, I keep hearing your gift will make room for you and bring you before good men. Somebody in here really needs to hear that. You need to know that you are going to be fine. If you tap into your spiritual gifts, if you move with Spirit, you are going to be fine. Okay. Then we have gratitude. Spirit is asking you to be in a place of gratitude. Be grateful for the gifts that you have, even if you can't make money from them. Spirit is asking you to be grateful for the gifts that you have, okay? And then we have commit. So some of you may have been thinking about using your gift and you have not committed to doing so. I want to tell you this is your sign from Spirit to commit to it. Okay, Spirit is going to be there with you every step of the way. You may even be rewarded for committing to this gift. That's what I'm hearing. So you just consider doing it. And then we have illuminate. I am hearing that your gift illuminates the life and the light of others. Even if you cannot make money from it, even if it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Sometimes you just have to try. Sometimes you just have to step out on faith and let Spirit do the rest for you. You really, you have the strength card here. Spirit is saying you have the strength to move into this place. But sometimes we have to, it's almost like we need a little small nudge. So this is what I would say to do. Start small. If you know you have a gift for pottery, start small. do something small, right? Don't give up your whole life to do pottery. If you're afraid to just fully step in that, start with something small, right? And then just do it a little bit at a time, little bit at a time, little bit at a time. And I feel like anytime you give, Spirit gives, right? There's a give and take here. Every time you give, Spirit will give. But you have to start somewhere, okay? You have to commit, okay? And this gratitude card is standing out to me. Spirit is, some of us, we're not even grateful for the gifts that we have. Spirit is saying you need to be in a place of gratitude. Something as simple as being grateful for what has been given to you will expand your gifts. It will expand how you receive them. It will expand how you make money with your gifts. So just keep that in mind, okay? Spirit, can we get a couple of cards, please? Any additional messages that we're missing? Okay, we have the founder. So it says foundations community. Yep, some of you, your gift really is going to heal communities. You may even start a community, I'm hearing. Something about these mice here makes me think of like building a community. And then we have the gamer. So it says loss and risk. Yeah, you feel like you're risking a lot by going into whatever this gift is, and Spirit is saying you have to take a gamble, right? And didn't I talk about like earlier about winning the lottery? So some of you, this is a secret, not a secret. This is a confirmation for you that you are going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine, but you have to start somewhere. You have to take a gamble. And then we have the runaway. It says secrets, running away from your problems. Yeah, Spirit is saying you've been running away from this gift long enough, right? You're creating your own downfall by doing this. Spirit is saying you've ran long enough. Now it's time to stand firm. Now it's time to stand in the gifts that Spirit has given you. Hold on one second. Yeah. Now it's time for you to step into the gift that Spirit has given you, because there's something beautiful coming for you. There is so much beauty that is happening for you. So much illumination in your life and the life of others around you, in your community as well. But you have to take a gamble. And I know it's scary, okay? As somebody who's had to do this, I know that it can be scary, but just take a chance and commit, right? Commit to taking a chance. Sometimes that's all we have to do is make a decision. You haven't even made a decision that you're going to commit. Make a decision that you're going to commit and then go from there, okay? Spirit, can we get one final card, please, for this dream interpretation? Thank you. Okay, we have the Seas of Mintaka. It says seeing potential. Look at that. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Okay, so this gift has been in your unconscious. Okay, wait. Your bottom deck energy is Starkeeper. So it says cosmic ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. So for some of you, you need to ground your energy as well. But Spirit sees potential in you, and for some of you, you see potential in yourself. Even if you see it unconsciously or in your subconscious, Spirit is saying tap into that energy, because this gift that we have given you is really going to make room. I swear I keep hearing this in my head. Like, I don't even know what scripture this is, but you should look it up. I can't think of what scripture it is, but it says your gifts will make room for you and bring you before great men. When I tell you, it is playing in my head like a broken record. That's why I keep saying it, because Spirit is saying your gifts are really going to put you in rooms that you didn't even think you could walk into, rooms that you didn't even know existed. Your gift, just by you stepping into it and being faithful and being consistent with practicing your gift, with tapping into your gift, with doing it, because you know you have a gift. If you listen, you know what a gift feels like. You know if it's something that just comes natural to you, and you know how you feel when you do it. Like, if you feel good, if you feel excited, if you just feel so proud of yourself, that is one way you know that you're tapping into an actual gift, right? Because it will make room for you. There's something about the joy that is within that gift that will make room for you, okay? So this is all of the messages that I have for this dream interpretation. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen throughout this dream interpretation. We're almost at 30 minutes, and I know this is a lot, and I'm a talker, my bad, but thank you so much for allowing me to give you this message and sticking around for this message, and I will see you next time in the next video. Bye.